The Style Method podcast, helping you avoid fashion disasters one sassy tip at a time. Celebrity and high-end personal stylist Amy Salinger dives into style wins, fashion fails, and closet confessions with women of all shapes, budgets, and lifestyles. Expect expert tips, unfiltered advice, and maybe a little tough love, all in the name of great style. It's time to unlock your signature look. Welcome back to the Style Method podcast, where it is real talk, real style, real you. I'm your host, Amy Salinger, celebrity and high-end personal stylist and founder of the Style Method system. And today I've got a very special guest. Her name is Katelyn Perkins, and she helps overwhelmed, overstimulated moms to feel regulated, calm, and confident again. Stressed out moms, who needs this? She is here to help with life coaching and help you reconnect with your best, most grounded self. She has a huge Instagram following of like 400,000 people. So obviously there's a lot of you stressed out moms out there. Today, we're going to talk about how fashion and feeling good about how you look every day can help you walk out the door feeling confident, calm, and ready to conquer your day. Take at least one thing off of your plate. So let's welcome Katelyn to the show. I have Katelyn Perkins here. She's amazing. She does what I do, but from the doctor side of the world, from the medical side of the world, which is helping to de-stress the crazed moms of the world. Thank you so much for joining me, Katelyn.
Thank you so much for having me, Amy. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited because we are in completely different fields, but what we do truly does overlap. Focusing on this high achieving, busy, overwhelmed, stressed out, ripping your hair out of your head sometimes mom, which honestly is me sometimes as well. So I could use some tips. But basically trying to take the stress off their plate and really have them understand what can you do in a day, what is realistic, and how to calm down and live in your happy place while you're doing it. Did I get that all?
Yeah, really. Yeah. In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, who you work with specifically, and kind of how you get them to that calmer place, which is the end game for everyone, including moms.
Yeah. Well, a lot of what I do is reflective of my own mental health journey, right? I was diagnosed with OCD and anxiety as, a preteen. So it's not new. I'm a practicing PA in the field of oncology. And there's a lot that I have learned recently that's not necessarily anything that I was taught during my medical education. And I've learned a lot about the nervous system and what we need to be doing to try and regulate and balance that. A lot of that is how we talk to ourselves and the type of communication that we have, the expectations we have on ourselves. Where's our self-confidence at? What are we doing in terms of self-care to support ourselves? What time are we giving to ourselves? So I'm really trying to bring back the basics for the stressed, overwhelmed moms, because I have been one. I still continue to sometimes be one, and really kind of bring it back to ourselves and to giving back to ourselves again, because we lose ourselves.
It's so easy. I have, my son just turned 4 actually, and I'm a single mom by choice. So I am actually the single parent in the household, running the business, having the 4-year-old, owning the home, doing all the things. So being overstimulated sometimes can be my operating system. And so I'm always trying to find ways to regulate that, whether it's yoga or I'm huge on journaling. As you talk to what I do is the idea that moms can't do it all. I don't know why we're expected to believe that we can do it all. There's only so many hours in the day. And so feeling good about how you look on the outside, I always say, seeps in to the inside. I call myself a confidence creator because when you walk out the door feeling like $1,000,000, feeling like you can conquer the world, it's one thing off your plate and it changes the entire energy of your day, both how you feel internally and what you are putting out there. Do you talk to clients about this idea of outsourcing?
I talk to them about lessening what is on their plate for sure. You mentioned, where do we get this idea that we have to do everything? And I literally just posted a reel about this yesterday, because it is this super unrealistic expectation, and we get all of this pressure. It feeds into negative self-talk, and then you're just, before you know it, you're just trying to scrape what little you have left off the floor. I might not have been able to, let's say, vacuum and mop my floors today, but what if I wiped out my microwave? It needed to be done. Like, that's a win. Let's celebrate that. Making those small intentional shifts, a lot of times it is like, what can I take off my plate? What can I simplify? Because that's the one less thing that's overstimulating you. And if you can have systems in place to support you, like, that makes such a huge difference.
I'm the queen of systems. This idea that you have, your everyday bag that's drowning in crap, you can't find anything, you're constantly putting your hand in there going, where the hell is blank? And like, this is a stressor, right? It seems absurd, but I'm sorry, you reach in your bag all day long to grab shit, especially if you're a mom. It's like your life is in this bag. So I teach women, what is the best bag for you? Let's start with the function first. I don't want you to have to change your bag out every day if that's an absurdity in your life. No, I am not going to tell you to run around in high heels if you're a mom running after a 2-year-old. Like, get rid of the high heels.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And functionality and comfort over anything else. I'm not really a heels girly because I don't wear them a lot. So a lot of times I'm like, this sneakers with trouser thing is in, so I can still dress up and wear sneakers. So I am for it.
So I actually want to get into your personal style and kind of how you manage the idea of systems, not feeling overstimulated and feeling stylish throughout the day, and how we can, if you're not there, how I can help you get there. So, of course, as always, I had you take the style adjective quiz prior to us getting on this call. What style adjectives did you get, Katelyn?
I got casual, minimal, and preppy.
Okay, so that means you got one of them twice because the quiz is 4 questions. You know which one you got twice?
Casual.
Casual. Okay, so you're casual, squared, minimal, and preppy. The first question I always ask people is, do you think that represents you?
I do think so. In my mind, I equate casual to comfortable. Not to say that you can't be like more dressed up and comfortable, but yes, I do think that is an accurate representation.
So the question I would ask is, are you thinking, oh, I'm not actually comfortable, or I'm overly comfortable in terms of you getting casual twice?
I think when I dress up, I still I do the business casual.
Exactly. That's why you got casual twice. Here's the fun thing about casual, though, because casual is one of my style adjectives as well. I am casual, glam, and edgy, as I'm sure you can tell by this ensemble that I currently have on with massively overdone silver jewelry. And yet I just have on a long sleeve black t-shirt. If you want to see it, go to YouTube, stylemethodpodcast.com, and you can see all of this via video. Basically, the casual idea, don't be mad at it. It's amazing. And let's work it into your life more. At the end of the day, you're in an environment that's business casual and you want to be more heavy on the casual. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sneakers doesn't have to mean tennis shoes, like running around sneakers. I would call those athletic sneakers. There's 8 million different ways to dress up a sneaker and be comfortable, whether it's a slip-on, whether it's a more interesting sleek sole, whether it's got a little bit of bedazzle going on in terms of like making it a little more elevated. I would say though, with a sneaker, your best trouser style is going to be more of an ankle length trouser. You want to actually work that sneaker in to the outfit, make it part of the look. How do you showcase prep typically from day to day? Your preppiness.
I think I'm not as preppy as I want to be. I think the preppy came from maybe like the brown saddle bag that I chose, I think.
There is a
maybe
brown saddlebag on the quiz, so that would make
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Some of the cardigans. I wore this. It's probably a Kelly green, and it's a very chunky cardigan with gold embellished buttons that I just
Yeah.
wore buttoned up like as a shirt. And I wore that with some wide leg pleated trousers, and I just felt really good about myself.
Yeah. And I love this. And I also say whenever someone gets a style adjectives that they're kind of surprised by, that typically it's more of an aspirational thing, meaning you love the
Mhm.
idea of preppy. You see that girl on the street and you're like, oh my God, I love her outfit. I'd like to bring a little bit of prep into my wardrobe. How can I do that? You know what I would also suggest for you? A loafer style pair of slip-on sneakers. It is all your worlds combined. It's the casual. You can do a neutral color, which will be the minimal. And then the loafer style is going to be the preppy element. So no matter what outfit you put on, when you slip into those shoes, your outfit's going to instantly become casual, minimal, and preppy because your shoe is going to take it there. I want to jump into my favorite part of the podcast, which is the outfit equation challenge. All right. So with the outfit equation challenge, I start with the 4 things that make up my outfit equation. You can use this for going on a trip. You could use this for a big event. You could use this for just going to work. It is 4 things. It is what is the weather, what is the location, what is the audience, who is the audience, I should say, and what is the activity. So what is the event that you have chosen to do the outfit equation challenge?
This would just be a regular old Tuesday at work.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do from day to day? I want to also mention you have a huge Instagram following. What's your Instagram handle? We'll pop it on the screen right here.
At the positive_PA.
Yeah. And let's note that you have almost 400,000 followers. So you've got a big Instagram game, which I absolutely love because it means you're helping these stressed out, overwhelmed moms. Tell me and us, the audience, a little bit about like a day at work and kind of what your audience is at work and the location and your everyday outside of your Instagram fame.
Yeah. So, morning crazies, getting the kids out to school, all that stuff, getting to clinic, around 8:30, seeing patients. Like I said, I work in a cancer clinic, so we stay hopping, unfortunately, and doing that from like 8 to 4, and then coming home and doing homework and dinner, and somewhere in between all that, posting on social media, and then coaching clients in the evening, and it's just kind of nonstop.
So your work environment, so this is kind of like a doctor's office scenario.
Yes.
Okay. So location is a clinic. Audience is female oncology patients.
Well, my patients are anybody.
Anybody. Okay. But in the oncology world. And then as far as where do you live? Talking about weather.
In Kentucky. So we have all 4 seasons.
Okay.
Our winters can be a little crazy.
Okay. All right. I hear you. So it's also regulated because this outfit is for when you get to the doctor's office anyway. So luckily we have a bit of temperature control going on here, hopefully. And then it's a business casual scenario that you're working within.
Well, sometimes I will say sometimes because we can also wear scrubs, and some days it's just going to be scrub pants and a sweatshirt, and that's okay.
How do you make decisions as to whether you're business casual or doing the scrubs thing?
Largely how I feel when I get up and the weather.
Okay. All right. So is scrubs for warmer weather and clothing for colder weather?
No, I typically do better at dressing up in the summer because I have so many dresses and it's so much easier.
Yes,
And
the one and done, as I like to call it. Dresses are the one and done. Just out of curiosity, what if we were to, discuss the idea of developing that everyday uniform, and a uniform, all it means is that it's similar in silhouette and you can switch out the top, switch out the bottom, switch out the layering piece so that no one's any the wiser that you're actually wearing what is basically a uniform, like the same outfit over and over, but it's comfortable, it's chic, it's getting the casual, minimal, and preppy adjectives going on in there. Would you be more apt to get dressed, feel more confident, feel more powerful than just being like, it's a wah-wah day, I'm going to throw on my scrubs today?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So this goes along with everything that you talk about with your patients about that, that what you wear is your suit of armor. It is what starts your day off, right? It's the first thing that you're doing as far as like, got to get dressed to get out of the house. So if we could set up your day for success just based on what you're wearing, it's going to flow that much more. Listen, I can only imagine wearing scrubs feels like pajamas, but what if your clothing felt like pajamas and you actually looked chic as shit?
Yeah, that would be the dream, wouldn't it?
That is the dream. That's why I call one of my favorite uniforms pajama chic, which essentially means we are going to do a pant that has some sort of stretch waist and or drawstring, but is still a dress pant. Because after you have a baby, and all of the moms that are listening right now will understand that after you have the baby, you have to, in strong quotations, go back to regular button fly pants. You want to hang yourself. You're like, oh my God, I do not want to put these on. They're going to be cutting into my waist. It's one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, I'm back in the real world. What if we never had to get back to the real world? I kind of love that. So I'm going to throw some brands out at you right now that I absolutely love. And some of them do have a button fly, but they have a stretch waist in the back. So they still feel like a legging waist, if you will. Lizette is one of my favorite brands. Nick and Zoe, oh my God, they have the best stretch waist pants. I'm going to put links for both of these actually in the description because I don't want anyone to want to shoot themselves because they're uncomfortable in their waist. And Nick and Zoe also does extended sizes up as well as petite sizing, which is unheard of these days and will help all these women out there who are like, it's too hard to shop. So what is the item that you have that we're going to style for the outfit equation challenge today?
Okay. Well, the physician that I work with, she's always like fire when she comes in. She's one of those people that can wear heels 9 months pregnant. And
Oh my God.
I love that for her. That's not where I live. But maybe this really cute, chunky maroon sweater.
So just to explain for the audience, this is a very simple and straightforward, preppy, I might add, and minimal. So crew neck, cable knit. It's like a burgundy wine color. It is slightly oversized, and I think it's just a little bit longer than the waist. So it is not cropped at the waist. So we're not necessarily getting a defined waist. So herein lies the conundrum, is that how do we define your waist in some way or almost change the silhouette of the sweater? Because that sweater, you want to wear it to work, correct? Right. But that sweater reads authentically casual because there's no structure, because it's cable knit, because it's a chunkier sweater, and because there is no defined waist. So now the idea is, how do I pull it into that more refined business casual world? So I want to know if you have these magical pants that we're discussing. I need a slimmer ankle pant. I don't want it to be oversized, and I want it to be a little more on the high-waisted side.
I think I definitely used to. I am not sure if they are still hiding in my closet or not.
When's the last time you cleaned out your closet?
It honestly has been within the last year, but it is still absolutely just chock full.
First off, love cleaning out a closet. The idea that you don't know if you have the ankle pants is the bigger problem, because you need to know what you own. We've already got a problem because you should not be shopping if you don't know what you already own. You are spinning your wheels, wasting your money, wasting your time, all of the things. The first thing you have to do, as much as you don't want to do it, is actually do that closet edit, actually pare things down. Now, let's address the idea of like oh shit, what if I throw something away that I actually want to wear again. This is where once you start really itemizing what you own as you're going through it and organizing it, and the pants go with the pants and the tops go with the tops, and then figuring out the proper silhouettes going together, even within there, you will say, why do I have 6 pairs of black wide leg pants? This is ridiculous. Let's choose the top 3 that I love and get rid of the other 3 that are men's that I never even wear all the time. Then you start to very clearly see the holes in your wardrobe. And that's when you're starting to build the shopping list. And that's when you're also able to go, I'm not sure if I want to get rid of these yet. Let's put it in a maybe pile. I typically say keep the maybe pile for a week. You're going to review it after 24 hours. You're going to review it after 48 hours. Then just leave it there. If you're not thinking about it for a week, then you probably are not going to think about it beyond. If there are some things that you are still truly not sure about, you can keep the maybe pile, but keep it out of sight, out of mind. And then if you do the six months down the road, you do oh my God, I do have that, then maybe we're pulling that out. Otherwise, that bag is 100% going to get tossed. So we've solved the closet cleanout problem. The closet shopping, I want you to be a little more succinct about what you need. I want you to really, once it's organized, go, I am missing this black ankle pant category, because owning mixed silhouettes within different categories is how you start to style better. That chunky sweater, I wouldn't do it with a wide leg pant. It's going to completely overwhelm you. How tall are you? 5'5". Okay. So we're about the same height. 5'5" is one of those heights where like you can get away with the things for the taller girls, but you also can still get lost in those things because you're still on the shorter side of the tall side, if you will. So in addition to that sweater not being able to be tucked in any way, like a front tuck, anything that's going to define your waist, it means we have to have a balance. So we're going to have bigger top, smaller bottom. So that's another reason why the wide leg pant is out. We also need to make sure not only is it going to be sleek, it's going to be ankle length, because we want to be able to show off your ankles a little bit, because that actually is going to give you a little bit more length. The longer wide leg pant is going to drown you in length, where this is going to kind of lift and tighten you. Also, then we get to show off that sneaker. If you're doing a sneaker with a wide leg pant, with a chunky sweater that's longer waisted, you are nowhere to be found in this. And it's going to start to look like pajamas and not in the chic way. If you do that stretch waist, fitted, sleek ankle pant with the chunky sweater, with a cute little loafer sneaker, or even, I mean, honestly, throw on a sleek high top if you're feeling so crazy, that is going to lift and tighten. The final thing I would do, you're a light, delicate jewelry type of girl. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
How do you feel about one or, adding on a few more accessories? What if we were to add to the party? And what I'm saying is basically, I want to draw the eye upward. So because we can't front tuck the sweater and define your waist, we're going to give you, like I said, a more slender bottom, but I need more jewelry on the top half. Whether it's a bigger earring, whether it's a medallion necklace, whether it's both of those things, we want to subconsciously draw the eye upward of anybody that's looking at you. So it takes away from the length on the sweater. So I would do another medallion necklace with that. It doesn't need to be like wrapper medallion. It just needs to be like a tiny little gold coin almost. And a thicker, bigger earring will bring everything upward. It's giving you more options to play around, which I am all about, even if you're a delicate jewelry girl.
Okay.
You think we can rock? I'm giving you more of a shopping list right now, but this is the small shopping
list. But I like
list.
shopping.
I know. But what did I say you have to do before you go shopping?
Yeah,
I want to hear you say it.
I have to see what's in my closet.
You have to see what's in your closet. So yeah. I actually just posted an episode of the podcast called Why a Closet Edit is One of the Biggest Confidence Tools You Can Have, which just listening to this podcast, in order to get some tips, some tricks to like making your life a little bit easier, then so be it. And that's literally what we as coaches are here to do. I want you to remind yourself you're beautiful, you're amazing. And once you understand like how to properly dress yourself, it starts to alleviate the negative talk, because you look in the mirror and you start doing the model pose. posing with your hands on your hips and you're like, oh my God, I look amazing right now.
I think we talked about this before. I think you can do two things, like how you're dressing can be very much so an expression of how you're feeling, whether that's good or bad, high or low. Or you could also choose it to try and lift your mood and how you're feeling.
100%.
And I think there's a time for both of those. I mean, if you need to come home and, whatever's comfortable for you, take off the bra, take off the pants.
Like you said, what you wear changes your mood. And if you're in a shit mood, like that's fine. You can even not only put on something to change your mood, but it could be your comfy, cute sweatsuit. It's just owning that comfy, cute sweatsuit that is your one and done. It's a matching set. You feel amazing and you didn't have to think. Run with that. And make sure you get that dose of I feel good about myself today. I love this. Yeah. I really appreciate you joining me and talking about the epidemic of overstimulation and moms feeling so bad about themselves when really you're the biggest badasses there is on the planet. We're shaping young minds while also trying to do it all. Tell us again, what is your Instagram handle? And you have a 7-day challenge coming up. I want you to tell everybody about.
Yes. Thank you so much for mentioning that. So again, my handle is @the_positive_PA. And starting on February 2nd, I'm going to do a 7-day challenge, and it's through an email series. And it really challenges you to kind of examine where you're at, what your expectations are. What are you pouring into yourself? What is, taking the most out of you? What do you need to set aside? How can you regulate and really just kind of get back to your best self with these small, tiny, sustainable habits?
Make sure you guys join the 7-day challenge and follow her on the Insta. Thank you again so much to Katelyn Perkins for coming on the show. Absolutely love helping overwhelmed, stressed out moms because I myself am one of them. And we just need less of this in our lives. Realizing that you can't conquer it all and you're not supposed to be perfect at everything. No one is. It is absolutely impossible to be great at everything. Find those things that you love doing, that you're great at, focus on those and outsource the crazy to other experts such as me here at Style Method. Thanks again. Be sure to follow me, all things at Style Method Co. That's CO on both social and my website. And of course, go to stylemethodpodcast.com to not only learn your style adjectives, but to watch any and all of the Style Method podcast episodes. Thanks so much. And I will catch you next time right here at the Style Method Podcast.